Welcome back to Cryptolytics, giving a fresh take on crypto analytics. Today, we're going to talk about Dymension, which was one of the more recent airdrops, and go into a brief on what it is, why buying and holding it could be beneficial in the future, and furthermore, how to buy it on chain coming from the Solana network. And again, a lot of the processes I use here can be used in other chains as well. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so today we're going to talk about Dymension. So Dymension was one of the more recent airdrops. I personally didn't qualify because I didn't have enough Celestia staked. So instead I bought it on chain, and I bought it on Osmo or Osmosis, which is part of the Cosmos ecosystem. And I've been waiting to find a way to bridge it over to native Dymension so that I could stake it. And I've been holding off doing a video until I had all of the information, and I finally do. So first off, we'll just talk about Dymension. We'll give you the elevator pitch. So first we're going to look at the thesis, right? So the thesis behind something like Dymension or Celestia is that we have two types of blockchains, for example. We have monolithic chains like Solana, which everything, data availability, and all the other functionality all takes place on chain within the one chain and within the same ecosystem. And it's all sandboxed within that. Or the comparison between a monolithic blockchain like Solana and what Ethereum has become or is becoming is all components, execution, consensus, storage, work on one chain. So this has got a simple design, it's easy to understand and develop on, potentially faster. It's got quite high security because it's all inherited from the main chain. Now we'll talk about some of the cons. So Solana has stated that they are infinitely scalable, but admittedly having different functions split up theoretically can increase scalability significantly. So you can see, for example, we've got potential scalability bottlenecks. There's limited flexibility, so it's harder to adapt to specific needs of different applications. For example, potential single point of failure. So vulnerable if the main chain encounters issues, then everything else ceases to function as well. So basically what ETH is becoming is it's splitting all the functionality into different components. So a brief comparison, you could say that the modular architecture of what ETH is becoming, where it's sharding and has all these L2 scaling solutions, is that it can become much more scalable in the future. So where does Dymension fit into the modular blockchain thesis? Well, Dymension basically positions itself firmly within the modular blockchain thesis, specifically emphasizing modular execution through use of rollups. And that's what they call their app-specific subchains that they plan on hosting. So the Dymension Hub will act as a settlement layer and provide shared security for rollups using a proof of stake consensus, which is why we're looking at staking this. And the rollups are independent application-specific blockchains deployed on top of the hub. Each rollup caters to specific needs and can adapt its design accordingly. And this separation allows scalability and flexibility compared to monolithic chains. And it also uses and leverages the IBC communication or inter-blockchain communication of the Cosmos hub. So it is technically its own chain or its own hub, if you will, but it kind of fits into the same sort of modular blockchain thesis that Ethereum is a part of or has basically set the stage for. Now, Dymension is a modular blockchain network focused on facilitating the development and deployment of rollups. These are essentially app-specific blockchains, think mini blockchains, that combine the scalability and speed of layer 2 solutions with the security and decentralized of layer 1 chains. DYM is the native token for the Dymension network. So essentially DYM is a governance token. So it's used for governance for voting through certain things on the DAO. And it's also going to be used for gas. But I think the reason why people are looking at it is really because of the airdrop potential. So anything pretty much on the Cosmos ecosystem, there's basically airdrops coming out of everywhere. It was basically started by Atom staking back in the day. So if you staked Atom back in the last bull run, for example, you would have been eligible for a number of airdrops, some pretty decent ones back in the last bull market. And that's pretty much what we're here for, right? We're here for the airdrops. So this is just a brief, essentially. The basics are 1 billion total supply. Current circulating is 215 million, so that's 21% of the entire supply as of today, February 9. Market cap is sitting at around $900 million, which is pretty high, to be honest. And it was airdropped to Celestia stakers and people on the Solana network that had, say, Mad Lads and a couple of other NFT collections. I don't have any of those. And some people over in the Ethereum network as well. So that's enough of that. Let's just get into the important part of the video, and that's how we can buy this on-chain and how we can stake it. So I'm going to come from the Solana network for this, as I do with any of this stuff, because that is where I've been basically given free liquidity to play with through the Jitto airdrop and the Dupe airdrop for the most part, which has given me a lot more money to play with and just sort of see, what I can get to work. For example, with the Manta airdrop, that did pretty well. The Mantle airdrop, that I only got 90 MNT tokens from that. And I'm farming on a whole bunch of different other chains and stuff as well. So just getting a couple of these airdrops can really open you up to being able to farm a lot more in other places. So it's definitely worth seeing what it is that we can do to qualify for any potential airdrops that DYM stakers will be eligible for. Now, just to clarify, this is the goal for airdrop qualifications currently for the Cosmos ecosystem. And this was posted by Cosmos Airdrops on X. And this is kind of probably the rough ballpark of what you should probably be aiming for when staking for airdrops in the Cosmos hub. So, 25 Atom, 100 Osmo, 10 TR, 10 INJ, and 50. Probably 35 is better for TR, to be honest, at least, because there was an airdrop where 35 was the minimum. For example, the Dymension one was not 10. Dymension was a lot higher than this because I had 30 staked and I didn't qualify. So 35 is probably more ideal for this. As you can see, you got to pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers. So I'm going to show you what I did in order to get over onto Dymension. So what I did is I started with USDC on Solana. So let's do that then. I've got 50 USDC in this wallet here that I want to bridge across. So I used the Say network, and this might get easier. So the reason why I had to use the Say network is because Squid Router, which is what I use to hop between different IBC blockchains, doesn't have Solana. So it's got all the ETH L2s, and it's got quite a few of the Cosmos ecosystem chains. But look, no Solana. So what do, right? We've got to get money into a IBC based chain. And I found in terms of speed and cost, the cheapest that I could find was Say. Say also has a native bridge built in. We're going to use the Say bridge, and before you get started, you'll want to probably download and install a Keplr Wallet. That's what I'm using for everything in this tutorial, so that's what I recommend you use yourself. So I'm going to go from Solana to Say. I'm going to connect to my wallet. Now, I've mentioned this in my Say video. So if you set up a Keplr Wallet, when setting up a Compass wallet, which is what Say uses, so it uses both Keplr and Compass. Some things use just Compass and some things allow you to use both. But when you are setting up your Compass wallet, you can restore your Keplr wallet seed phrase into Compass. So let's just say you've already installed Keplr Wallet and set it up, right? You'll just need to come and add the Compass wallet to your browser. And if you're noticing, I haven't done this on this computer yet, so this is kind of perfect. And then what you do is you import using an existing wallet, click Keplr, and then you get your seed phrase, which I'm totally going to show in this video from Keplr. And then you basically just paste it in here. So I'm just going to quickly do that now. And to do that, you basically just come up to your wallet and you click the 3 dots right here and you click view recovery phrase. Put your password in and you just copy the words and paste them in here and click import wallet. And I'll just import both, I guess. I got 2, and then put in a password. Mine is very long. And that is done. Look at us. Look at us go. We're already on our way. Once your Compass wallet is installed, just come up down to your list. I use Brave browser, by the way. You can use Chrome. It's a Chromium browser. It's just got more security built into it. And we can just pin this for now because we need to use it. And it looks like one with assets. That is my wallet 1. So this is the one I'll be using for this video. So here we go. Good to go. Now we're going to connect our Compass wallet, connecting to Compass. And if it doesn't work, just refresh the page. I just had to do that. Click connect and we are connected to the Say bridge. Now, these are what you can use. So if any of these are appealing or something that you want to use, like Binance Smart Chain or something like that, which you actually wouldn't need to do because you can do that straight from Squid Router. But anyway, here's a few others that you can use, I suppose, but I'm just literally coming from Solana. So I guess if you're coming from anything other than Solana, you could probably skip this step, to be honest. But hey, at least you've got the Say wallet connected now. So if you've got Say, you can go and stake it. So I'm just going to connect the wallets now. So I'm going to connect my Phantom wallet, and that's got the 50 USDC in it, as I mentioned. And I'm going to do autofill my Say wallet, and I'm going to bridge that to Say now. Oh, I'm going to select the amount first and bridge to Say. So now that's going to go through. The gas will be paid initially in Solana. Cool. And let's just click on this view bridge process so we can see where it's at. So it's going to wait for 32 confirmations in Solana network, which will be really quick because that's Solana network. It's really fast, and as is the Say network. Cool, that's done. Good old parallel execution working its magic as long as the chain is up. And it's already done. Look at that. That's really quick. So now we have 50 USDC on the Say network. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go to swap the USDC to Axelar's USDC, because that's easier to swap on Osmosis because there's more liquidity there. So in order to do that, we're going to use the Astroport swap. So let's go to astroport.buy/swap or .app at the start. We'll accept those cookies. I'm currently connected with Injective, so let's change the network to Say. We're going to connect. You can connect with either your Keplr or your Compass. They're one and the same, essentially, because I recovered one from the other. We just use Keplr just because I want to use Keplr as much as possible. And we're going to select USDC.sol. You can see it's actually used Wormhole. So the Say bridge uses Wormhole. So we want to swap this Wormhole Sol USDC into the Axelar USDC. So let's just type in, or you didn't even have to type it in, but you can just click it here, or you can type it in, USDC.axl, max that out, just swap it all across. You lose a little bit in fees, unfortunately, but that's just how these things go. We'll confirm that. 21-cent transaction fee. Not that cheap, really, is it? Say's not that cheap. But anyway, that's done now, right? So now this is in a state where we can actually use it in the Squid Router. So we're going to go to app.squidrouter.com. So we don't need to worry about that anymore because we are now on the Say network. Going to connect our wallet. Again, Keplr. As you can see, there's no Compass here. That's why I'm using Keplr as much as possible, because it's more universal. More dApps have it integrated. We're going to select our XLR USDC. As you can see in this list in Squid Router, there is no Sol USDC. So that's why we need to swap it to Axelar USDC first. You could also swap to the Noble USDC as well. So if you find you get more back when you're swapping into Noble, that's an option. I am not entirely sure, though, that it's even here. So if we go USDC, this is the Noble one. Maybe type it in 50. Well, there's not enough liquidity on Astroport for Noble. So probably fine that we used Axelar, right? Back to Squid Router. So we're going to move this over to the Osmosis ecosystem. So currently there's no DYM in Squid Router. So we're going to have to swap it in Osmosis first before we bridge it across any further. So we're going to do this. We're just going to select all of this USDC. You can see I've already got $300 in there. So we'll just add to the pool. That's fine. And then we're going to go submit. We'll get a Keplr Wallet box come up and we're on our way. Again, this is fine, 50 USDC. It's not a lot of money, so it's okay. But with this sort of stuff, it's best to test transaction first. So maybe send like $10 through or $5 or something like that to make sure it works. I mean, I know this works because I've already used it, but again, this is just best practices, right? It's always smart to use best practices when it comes to crypto, like test with small amounts when bridging assets and all that sort of stuff. And also part of this, we're actually interacting with Portal. And if you are familiar, while we wait for this, Portal is going to be doing an airdrop as well. So the more of this stuff you do, especially organically, the better your eligibility will be for the airdrop. So we're just going to click on this. I can see down the bottom, it's an XLR scan transaction and just see where it's at. Right, it's done. So I guess the GUI just didn't update. So now that's done, we now have USDC on the Osmosis network, or an additional 50, at least in my case. We're going to go to app.osmosis.zone and we're going to connect our Keplr wallet as we did before. Let's come over here to the swap tab on the right hand side, and I'm just going to punch in 50 USDC worth into DYM. Here we go. We're already on track, right? So I'm just going to buy 6 DYM. It's not exactly the best price for it because it's just going up like crazy. I actually managed to get it as soon as it was available to buy, and it's already up quite a bit. But that's, not saying that it's not going to come down. Like, it'll definitely come down at some point. So that's fine. So we're just going to swap that. Make sure you have gas for Osmosis, which is a good point. And that's something that you can do within here. So there's this arrival gas, right? If you click this, it will also convert some of your USDC into Osmo. So that way you've got gas to interact with the Osmosis network. So again, that's just done within Squid Router. You can click the little petrol browser and click Arrival Gas if you don't have any Osmo, because you will need Osmo in order to perform a swap here. So that's done. So we now have 6 DYM tokens. Let me just refresh this so it can update my balances. Well, it doesn't really show here, but it will be in my Keplr wallet. So that's fine. You can double check your Keplr wallet just by clicking on the Keplr wallet icon and just viewing it here. You can just see in a list of assets right there. There's Dymension there. Or you can also full screen this by clicking Manage Portfolio from the Keplr dashboard. So you can see everything on a nice big screen. There it is there. So we have Dymension on the Osmosis network, and we have Dymension that's native as well. So let's get this Dymension from the Osmosis network to native Dymension so we can stake it. So next up, we're going to go to tfm.com. So go and check out my X. You'll find a link to that in the description below. And you'll see one of my more recent posts, depending on when you're watching this, of course, had this link in it. It's been truncated here. We click on this link, then it will take us straight to swapping from Osmosis to Dymension Hub. Or if you don't want to click my link, perfectly fine. Just type in tfm.com, go to the bridge, and then connect your wallet up. And let's just convert this all over to native DYM. So we're going to connect our wallet for Dymension. That's Keplr again. All of the addresses and stuff will just generate on the back end automatically. You don't have to do anything, which is great. So that's done. Let's start the transfer, shall we? So you just click transfer and confirm it. You'll get a confirmation. We'll just approve that. Gas is super cheap. That's 1 cent, less than 1 cent for a transaction. Nice. I've already transferred about 102 tokens, so I know this works. But again, probably good to transfer a small amount before transferring the full amount. I don't have a lot. I didn't get airdropped, so I'm dealing with pennies compared to what a lot of other people are. So that's done. They've also got IBC swap, for example. So you can actually come over here to say, and then put in USDC, and they've actually got USDC Sol. Look at that. Well, that would have cut out a lot of the guff, but anyway, so you could just come here and go USDC Sol, at least in my case, and, you know, not even need to worry about. Look at that. So just IBC swap. That's pretty cool. I mean, that would have been a lot easier, but anyway, I like to do things the hard way. But here you go, here's a quicker and easier way to swap from USDC Sol. So again, when you bridge the Sol using the third-party bridge, this one here, then you can literally just bridge it and swap it at the same time within that one app. So there you go, TFM's got us sorted. But anyway, we're already this far down the rabbit hole, so that's fine. And that's actually already bridged over, and it's now on the Dymension network. So sweet. What's the next step? Let's stake the Dymension, right? Let's get into this as soon as possible because we don't know when any snapshots will be taken, etc. So at the moment, staking is 35.66% APR. That's definitely going to come down. You can see it was 40%. Let's have a look. 1 week. It was 677% within the first, I guess, couple of hours, right? But that's come down as more people have added to the pools. So that is definitely going to come down. There's no doubt about it. So let's go on to staking. We're going to connect our wallet. Same old, same old. Currently, I am staking my Dymension with, I'm sure you've heard of Taiki Mater before. If not, definitely check him out. Also run by the calculator guy, which I don't know if he's actually known as that anymore, but yeah, he's in DeFi Dojo. I'm pretty sure he is actually. That would still be his channel name. But Taiki and the calculator guy are kind of heroes from the last bull market, essentially when it comes to content for yield farming. So these guys are pretty amazing. So I'm using their DeFi Dojo validators. So HFA and DeFi Dojo, validator client or validator node. I'm just delegated to them. So I'm just going to delegate the rest I've got here. So you just come here, connect your wallet, as I mentioned, and we're just going to put in, I'm going to go 6 to leave a little bit for gas, 0.3, and we're going to click stake. Nice and easy, huh? So the gas is 0.005 DYM, which is about 4 cents. I don't mind paying 4 cents, it's okay. And it says RPCs are under heavy load. Transaction might be slower. Let's see how slow it actually is. No, not slow at all. So now I currently have 123.666. Ooh, look at that. 6669. It's a devilish meme of sorts. Anyway, that's all done now. So now we have our Dymension staked. Again, when it comes to staking with validators, it's good to stay outside of the top 10. The reason why that is because they really push the decentralization of the network. And the way they see it is if you are within the top 10, then you're not really helping decentralize the network very much. So keep your commission low. So look for low commission, and yeah, just stake basically outside the top 10. stay away from any centralized exchange-based stake pool validators. And the one that I'm with is currently sitting at 29. So I'm well outside of the top 10, which is great. That's it. Basically, we've staked our Dymension, and what do we do now? Like, okay, cool. We've staked this token because there's this speculation that we're going to get more airdrops. Well, what are the airdrops, right? Well, we're going to come to cosmosairdrops.io, and you're going to want to bookmark this, follow them on X, whatever it takes. And you want to go to upcoming, essentially. And you want to keep your eye out on anything that is related to DYM. Currently, there's nothing. So again, like this, a lot of this is all speculation, right? Let's see what the speculators are saying over on CT or CX, I guess it would now be, just Twitter X, crypto Twitter or crypto X. It's pretty hard not to be jealous of some of these people with 1,025 DYM. Here I am with my little 123 token contribution. That was probably an airdrop too, so damn. So there's one from Pryzm Zone. So Pryzm Zone is another chain on its way. I'm personally staking my injective with Pryzm Zone because part of their incentives is airdrops for people who are delegating to their validators. So that's something that's worth checking out and seeing if you can stake to their delegator. There's no redelegation here. So we go here, there's unstake, restake, and stake. So you can't actually redelegate from within here, but you can do it within the Keplr Wallet. So what we're going to do is we're going to check the Keplr Wallet out, and we're going to see how we can go about delegating to Pryzm Zone if you've already staked to a different delegate. Now to do that, you'll come over to Dymension. You can see I've got this staked here, and you can redelegate here. So we're going to look for Pryzm in this list, P-R-Y, there it is there. And I'm going to delegate probably 10. We'll just go 10, that'll be fine. 75, let's have a look at that list again, right? And see, oh, I think it was 10 Dymension. Doesn't seem like enough. 50 DYM, actually it is. So that's probably a fair chunk of what I've got. Well, let's do it anyway. Right, so 50, that's $379 currently. I'm just gonna click redelegate. Well, I'm just gonna do a small amount for this video, and then I'll do the rest later. So I'm just gonna click redelegate because I don't know if this is gonna work. Again, best practices, right? And pay the 7-cent transaction fee, that's fine. Cool. Oh, that was actually pretty quick. So there is 21-day unstaking time with regards to anything on the Cosmos network. So just keep that one in mind. They're 5%, that's fine. Voting power 0.71%. So they're also outside of the top 10 as well. We can see ERYZ is currently, well, it doesn't say the ranking, at least not here. They're currently 27. So there you go. They're outside of the top 10. We're all good. And you can see here the delegation has processed. That's fine. And that seems perfectly fine. So I'm just going to delegate the rest and properly decentralize myself on the network. So we're going to go redelegate and wait, I'm going to come from here and redelegate some of this. We're going to go 45. Oh, sorry. ERY. Cool. Next, we're going to go 45. So it's 50 all up and redelegate. And like that should have been fine. I just like to test everything before doing it for the first time. So now we've further decentralized the network by placing 50 in the Pryzm, and HFA gets the rest 73. So again, with Pryzm, I'm already staking a bunch of injective with Pryzm. So now I'm also staking a bunch of DYM, and that could make us eligible for the Pryzm Airdrop when that takes place. So that's definitely something worth doing. So here we go. The speculators are saying that we might be eligible for airdrops for a Veil, Worm, which I think is just W. I think it's just W. I don't think it's Worm, but we don't really know what the token's going to be for Wormhole yet. What is this, Worm or Hole? None of these are, I think, the same thing. So I wouldn't worry about this. This is just, I don't know, probably more content farming, to be honest. Although they don't have a lot of interactions with this, so that's fine. BDO, I don't know what that is. Validal, airdrop will be delegators of our Dymension validator. Look at that. Okay, so Validal, multiple snapshots taken throughout February for eligibility. Instructions follow it below. Okay, I'm going to go for this over supporting content creators. Sorry guys, but this just seems like opportunity cost by leaving it with another validator. So I'm just going to redelegate this. You can't do it from here. You got to do it from the Keplr Wallet. Redelegate, and we're going to go to the, we'll see what their validator is called, shall we? Oh, the token's already out, so I guess we'll just get airdrops after the fact. So Validal XYZ. It should look like this. Oh, they're in the top 10. Not ideal, but hey, if we're going to potentially get an airdrop from it, I think it's probably worth doing. At least some of it, right? And then we're further decentralizing the network, I guess. Well, not really if we're moving to the top 10. So let's just jump straight back in here. We're going to go VALI validator. There you go. Cool. I'll just give it 30. That'll do. We're just going to redelegate, approve. Cool. There you go. So that's another potential there. So again, you want to find validators by these projects that are talking about airdrops. So that's kind of what it's at now. It's not just like, oh yeah, stake just with whoever, and we'll just take a snapshot. It's more like whoever's staking with us, we will consider them for airdrops, right? So that's what you want to do. You basically just want to find projects that are offering airdrops to those who stake with them. I think that's pretty much it for now. I really do. I really think that's all it is. It's just staking to validators that are offering airdrops to those who use their validator, delegate to their clients, validated nodes. So that's pretty much what to do. We're going to go back. We're going to see if there's anything else. And at this point, it's kind of like DYOR, I guess, with everything that I've said in this video, but DYOR with regards to other potential opportunities, because there's stuff out there. You've just got to do the research and find it. So at this point, at the time of recording this video, this is pretty much the best way to bridge into native Dymension from other chains. And again, with Squid Router and stuff like that, you can also come from Arbitrum or ETH or whatever. There's just countless options in here. You can scroll until your heart's content. Alternatively, you can also come in here and see if you want to come in from one of these using the IBC swap on the tfm.com. So we can just click on here and we can see there's still quite a few actually here as well, to be honest, but nothing ETH, just IBC. So there you go. So at least you would still need to do another step if you want to come from an ETH network, or just use your Squid Router, and that's probably easier. Squid Router to say, Squid Router Osmos, something like that. That would be fine. So these are your various vectors to get into at least the Cosmos ecosystem from Solana or from an EVM chain, for example, like even like Mantle, for example. You can do that too. You can come from Mantle, and you can just use AXL USDC, which is swappable within, say, Butter or Agni or one of these swap platforms. Just connect your wallet, probably a MetaMask. You can come through this way. And again, once it's in Osmosis, then you go into Osmosis, swap it within there. And then once it's in the Cosmos ecosystem, then you can bridge it using TFM. So there you go. That's everything. And then make sure you stake it, look through X for potential opportunities and stuff like that. I think that's pretty much all we have for today. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, then please make sure you like the video and comment down below. Let me know what you thought of today's video, and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Make sure you hit that bell notification so you are alerted when I post videos. And let's see what kind of airdrops we'll get from Dymension. Price alone has been pretty impressive. So even without the airdrop farming and whatever else it is we might be able to do with this token, it's already pumped pretty hard. So, and there's still plenty of opportunity for it to keep going. So I guess we just ride this puppy to wherever it goes. Personally, in terms of Dymension, I will not be selling a single cent of it until the bull market, because I really want to see what kind of airdrops will be available and sort of ride that train. So anyway, keep safe out there. This is Cryptolytics signing out. Have a good one.